Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Alive with Chris Austin, Illuminating Humanity. Thank you all for tuning in and being here this week. And I'm going to take a couple minutes before I bring my guest on this evening to share this to a couple different Facebook pages. And I am excited to have my guest here with us this evening because she is near and dear to my heart and she is an amazing master trainer in transformational work. And I can't wait to get jumping right to it. So, with that being said, I would love to introduce this week's guest tonight. If you could come on camera, my special guest, because I would like you all to meet Master Trainer Francine Rahe. Hi, Francine.
Hi.
All right, so we are here this week coming to you live, and I'm really excited to have this conversation because a lot of you have been hearing us talk about your 10 life trainings and a business merge and transformational trainings. And a couple weeks ago, we had Sean Michael on from your 10 Life talking about the trainings. And there's been a lot of you asking, what are these trainings? What is your 10 Life? What is it about? And what's really fun is you're the first people that get to see the new logo and the new branding that your 10 Life has been working on as well. So Francine is a master trainer of transformational trainings. She is also a board of director at your 10 Life trainings. And she also helps, oh, well, she doesn't help, she does design and create the curriculum at your 10 Life trainings. So, Francine, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and your background with transformation?
Okay, speaking about backgrounds, I don't know that this is the final logo, but this is the one that is, we're working on. So I decided to put it as the background for tonight. Those of you who can see this was one of the other things we were working on. So that's been one of the fun things about rebranding as we merged. So I'm talking about myself now, Chris.
Yeah, your background in transformation.
Okay, so I've been around the work of transformation, let's say for about 28 years now. I think it's actually getting to be more, but every year I can't tell anymore. I don't want to count. Um, so transformation, I always think sounds like a weird word,
Mm.
uh, but I like to talk about it in terms of when you think about a butterfly. So, anybody can do work that promises you to change the results that you want to have in your life. And one of the things that we emphasize in the trainings is that change work does work and it's temporary. And we all know this from making like New Year's resolutions and all those things we get really committed to. And then, we change our behaviors, we might change some of our attitudes or, things like that. But then pretty soon, we go back to the way that it was. We do the same thing when it comes to money and the same thing with relationships. Transformation comes from the premises more of, let's say, a caterpillar to a butterfly. So you're actually transforming the thought patterns and the behavior patterns that have you have the results you currently have in your life right now that you don't like. We focus on the ones you don't like. All the stuff you do like, keep that, right? So if you think about a caterpillar to a butterfly, once a caterpillar evolves and shifts into and metamorphosizes into the butterfly, it can no longer go back and be that caterpillar. So transformational work is permanent. Okay, so that's the, let's say, easy way I like to describe it. So we all have, this context that we are. Like we're made up of all of our past and we're made up of our belief systems and our opinions. And a lot of them remain unconscious. So in the trainings, we have 3 different levels designed for you to uncover those unconscious thought patterns that you can then decide whether or not those are serve you or don't serve you, meaning are they effective based on what I'm committed to creating in my life, or are they ineffective? And that's really up to you to decide that. We hold up a mirror and we have different things in the trainings designed to have you see those. So that's why it's so powerful. That's why anybody that you know that have done a version of the trainings, any kind of transformational work, will be like, oh my God, this was so awesome. You've got to do this thing. And then not be able to describe it that well because it's customized almost for every single person because everybody comes in with their own belief patterns that then they are the ones who see and uncover.
Yeah, I think it's important because so many times people ask me, like from watching the show and in general, the word transformation, like you talked about, and what is that? And the other big question that comes up is who takes these trainings, right? So they're like, well, is that something that I would take? And maybe you could talk in a little bit to like who can take these trainings, like who's eligible and who do they serve and things like that, because it's always a big question. And I also wanted to say, anytime if you have a question for Francine with a master trainer, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'll make sure that I read it over the air so that she can answer your question or any comments and all those hearts and likes too, because there's a bunch of you on watching right now, so any comments or questions, and I'll make sure I get them to Francine as well. So with that being said, like when people say, well, who does these trainings, or how do I know if it's for me? Like, what would you say to them?
Well, first of all, we are a training center for adults. So you need to be 18 or older to do these trainings. There is a version of these written and created by Tamara Barber for extreme teen leaders that my kids did. That if you want to do that, I mean, I know Tamara has been on your show, right?
A couple months
Uh,
ago.
yeah, so definitely she's based out of North Carolina and she's remade them for virtual now. So definitely teens do that training. Adults, we focus on adults. And the people who do these trainings, what I've found over the last few decades of doing this now, are people who are usually excited about what's next. Okay, people who have pretty good results in their life so far. That that there's something that they can just tell they're missing. Maybe if somebody else would look at their life and go, "Wow, you have a rock star life," but they know there's something next. Like it's that whatever they have right now for them is what they would consider mediocre, and not in every area but maybe in a particular area. So people who want what's next, there could be people who, um, again, people who want to learn and they want to learn something new and creative and really take themselves on. Not like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Not like that, but like, curious. Like, what can I find that can catapult me to the next level?
Okay. Yeah, and Danielle Goff is saying every single person should do this work. It's life-changing and mind-blowing, especially from these fabulous ladies. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, and a lot of times people say, well, what is the purpose, right? So if we're talking about the trainings, and my whole show is about people, that are making a difference in the world and really illuminating, the good and what people are up to today. So what would you say that the impact that the trainings not only have on people's personal lives, but in our communities in the world?
Tremendous impact, meaning, when we talk about the name of the training, Your 10 Life, that's a question that's been around in the training rooms for decades. Like, well, what's your definition of a 10 life? Meaning, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most extraordinary life possible, right? 1 being it really stinks. How would you rate your life now? And how would you define and get excited about your 10 life? So your 10 life is up to you. How would you describe that? So the impact that it has, people absolutely, they might have, one of the trainers that I love used to always say that, when he first did the trainings, he would have described his relationship with his wife pretty much at an 8 or a 9 out of 10. But then when he did the trainings, he realized there was so much more he could contribute to the relationship, that in terms of what's possible in a 10 that he couldn't even see, he was probably at a 2. And that's why he's married almost 40 years now. So the impact is really uh, having a depth to the results that you have right now that you like, but really enrich everything, whether it's taking your relationships on, friendships, how effective you are in your business. Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to create a business? Do you want to become an artist? So it has people look within, see what's been blocking them up until now, maybe even discover things. Maybe they don't think they're blocked with anything. And then they do the trainings and they find this one cool thing that they shift, and now a whole new world of opportunities come up. So people create results everywhere in their life in terms of impact based on what they are committed to. We don't tell people what they should be committed to creating in their life. They choose what their 10 life is, and then they get committed to it.
And then how do you see like when people start to step into these things and break through different thought patterns and start to take new strides and action in their life, you know um you see that ripple effect in the communities in the world, right? And like you start to see things like shift around them in the way that they operate as well, right, in the world.
Absolutely, because here's the thing, once what I've seen over and over and over again, and that's you've called me a master trainer, and that means I have spent a lot of time, over 10 years, with thousands upon thousands of people and internationally studying this work and training this work. And I learned from the very best teachers. Okay, that always matters. So, what I have seen in my experience is that once people identify their own stuff and start letting it go, they're freed up in such a way that they realize, again, I used that word contribution before. Like, what's my unique gift? The unique gift is not just for me. When I start sharing my unique gift, it contributes to my spouse, my partner. It contributes to my children. It contributes to my work environment, to all the teams that I play on in life, including my community, including my world. And that's huge. And once people start letting that go, they naturally want to contribute their gifts, and they naturally want to contribute it so that they can be in service to other people as well. I see it over and over and over again. So it's like this amazing community that is built, and people can be so diverse in this community.
Yeah,
That's
which
what's amazing.
Yeah, which brings me to like my next, question and comment, that people from all religions, all backgrounds, all socioeconomic status, like areas all over the world now, because virtual trainings, right, in the last year are all coming together, all different cultures and language. And what are your thoughts on that? With now extending out into virtual world, and bringing these trainings, and what are you noticing with it being able to be international and virtually now? Like, what are you noticing and experiencing? Any like something new?
Well, you asked me a lot of things there. Hold on. Let me go back. So, first of all, I think it's incredible, that we're able to be virtual and include so many people that weren't able to be included when it was only in person. So, that being said, I don't know. I'm going to try to remember your questions now. Um, Break it
Like
down for me.
like the impact, right? So like, what do you see like possible, like with it being international and virtually now, and what does that mean for the trainings and for people and communities in general?
Well, that more people can do them, which is amazing. I mean, it's pretty simple that, I can't wait to shift when the times that we do the training so we can be more Europe friendly. The people that have done the trainings now in Europe, their level of commitment is really high because they're sitting there shifting, training their lifetimes. That's how committed they are to what they say that they want. Um, that because they're shifting their time when they're maybe 5, 6 hours ahead. So we're ending at 8 o'clock, and it's in the middle of the night for them sometimes.
Right.
The people who are full day ahead, they're fine. They just change their days. But I remember now what we were talking about in terms of inclusivity, that it doesn't matter like what your background is, and this is so welcome to a diverse community so that we can create unity in a way that really matters, which means that we welcome all opinions, because the training doesn't have an opinion. The training will ask you as you move into the third level. Okay. So the first level is really to be in discovery of those belief systems that we talked about. There's different things in the training, and it's different whether you do it virtually or in person. The virtual style is more compact. It's designed to be in service to these little Zoom boxes, right? And it won't take away from your in-person experience when we're able to come back and do those safely. So when you start the first level being in discovery of what limits me, what serves me, because you'll find out some of those things too, then you can see more clearly. And then what am I really committed to? What am I passionate about? What's the quality of the way that I want to live the rest of my life? Then you move on to the second level, and everything that you looked at in the first level, you really break through the ones that you don't want anymore. Any of those thought patterns, any of those behavioral things, you start having an impact learning experience that has you in a short amount of time. Boom, like you get a lot of work done in a short amount of time. But then, just like any type of impact learning, you need to exercise the muscle, you need to practice it, or it doesn't stick. So the third level is drawn out into 3 months. Then you really get grounded in, what is my vision? What am I committed to? And then everything, all the content that we have is based on that servant leadership type of philosophy. And then you add your goals to it, you add team goals to it, and you just expand. What we focus on. Now, why does this work for everybody? Because in the third level, we focus on, well, what's your vision for your life? Then what are your values? What are your principles? And what we teach is for you to live life based on your principles, your values, not somebody else's, and then live in congruent with those in your actions and in the results that you produce. You start producing amazing results in your life, you're happier, you're freer, and we welcome breakdowns. So even the way that you are negotiating those ups and downs, which will happen, the way you can navigate through those is extremely beneficial with the support of the structure of the training, so that when you graduate, you can take that into your life. And that's why it doesn't matter what you believe in,
Right.
because we don't have an opinion on how to live your life.
Yeah, and that's, to me, that's always amazing. Like the diversity, like everyone coming together and watching people work together, like with all different opinions, all different thoughts, all different everything. Like in to me, that, imagine if that expanded out into the world, you know? And we were like that with our neighbors and the people down the street, and so on and so forth. um it's powerful, and for those of you that are watching, I'm here with Francine Rahe of your 10 Life Trainings, and we are talking about um the trainings center where we're directors of. And anytime you have a question, feel free to put in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get it answered to you. And we're just having a great conversation tonight of what the trainings are, what they're about. So if you have any questions about, and you've heard me talk about it almost every episode, so if you have any questions, this would be the lady to ask your questions to, and get answered in a great way. So with that being said, Danielle Goff is saying, yes, absolutely more possibility. And she is inquiring, when is the in-person trainings going to come back?
When it's safe.
Yeah, like like that's why we're doing the virtuals, and they're distinct. So they're two different trainings, the virtual and the in person. And we're gonna make sure that everybody's safe. We're listening
To
to
the
Simon in
Yeah,
the
to the best of our ability, right?
yeah.
So I mean, like, here's the thing. Chris and I are like hawks watching every single thing because we can't wait. So I'm committed to having them before the end of this year. I mean, people are taking the vaccine. People hopefully will start using precautions and stop politicizing things that are just common sense and not making them mean something more than they do. But just so we can all really again care about each other and ourselves and get our businesses back on track in a way, at least for me, that where I can go to bed at night. I have people like, oh, that's virtual sick. Whatever. I actually care about uh I think that what I do can affect people. So as soon as we can, Danielle, man, I can't wait. And I actually fell in love with doing these virtuals too. I didn't think I would at first. And then it was like amazing how open people are because they're in the safety of their own home. That's what Chris and I came up with. And Tanya, Tanya Paris of the Paris Foundation and of All True Center in New York. She and I are the ones that got together and rewrote the trainings, you know, that people have been using a version of the original trainings from whatever 40, 50 years ago, however long. It just keeps getting more decades, Chris, more decades. Um, but
My whole
way
life.
back when, they've been evolved. Every training center does their own little variation of it. And, you know, with your 10 life, first with AMP and now your 10 life, I'm able to live my dream life, my 10 life, right? Which is not your 10 life. That's our joke. But the way that our third level is, nobody does it this way. And it's really about creating high performance teams based on uh, um, a common vision for the world, a personal vision for the world, and then a mission for the team. 3 months to get it done in, and wow, it is just powerful. Because everywhere we work in life is on teams. So the variations of let's say the level 1 and 2 are similar in different places, but there's different distinctions that we are landing now. And we've been able to evolve them and really have us stand out. So we're not in the same category as other centers. And some people, I could say we were similar, but we're moving out of that category and really becoming something distinct. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
So
it is exciting.
I don't know if
'Cause
that answers your question.
there's some crazy echo and feedback coming through right now, so sorry about that. Yeah, no, you answered the question, and it is exciting, and so stay tuned to learn more about the difference that we're doing, and it's fun. Maureen, great to see you. One of my avid viewers on here says, yes, I got a full tool belt and I'm using it consistently. It keeps me connected to what and how I am creating in my life. Wow. So she's a graduate of the in-person trainings, an amazing artist, amazing artist. And she's saying, like, from doing the trainings, what I think you're saying, Maureen, is you have all these tools, and every day you reach into that toolbox, that analogy that you're using, and use them in your life. And I mean, I see it. I see it through your art. I see it through your art. I see it through, you and I keep in touch, like, with what's going on, in your life, and it's exciting. It's exciting to hear. And Lenka, uh, who is also a board of director on your 10 life trainings, is watching, and she's saying a question was posed: if a person completed an in-person level 2 and they finish the virtual, can they finish the virtual level 3?
No, they actually, because we created something entirely new virtually. So we took a lot of the same distinctions, but they're landed differently with a different type of vocabulary. And there's a twist to the virtuals. So we invite people to come and do the virtual trainings. So you can't do like an in person part 1 and then come do a virtual part 2. it won't make sense. It won't make sense the way that it was built on. When Tanya and I were rewriting these things, we really had to think and create this whole curriculum in a different way than it is in person. And it's been very successful. So the answer is no. Love you, Linka.
Yeah, and that's what you know, and like when Francine said that, you know, we're evolving and distinct, that's one of them, that we have two separate curriculums. And it's been the feedback has just been phenomenal from graduates, because the graduates that have done the in-person trainings are so excited because there's something else they can embark on and step into their lives and be in service to. And you know, because a lot of times when we graduate, you can come back and support in many ways and be a part of, and they can do it all over the world no matter where they live now. And you know, they're really enjoying that too, so it adds a special twist of you know, being in service and giving back to. And it's been really beautiful to experience. And you know, hey Emily, we'll see you this weekend. Mariana, who's always a big volunteer. Kenyatta, great to see you on here. I miss seeing you. Lenka, so Natty, GP, great to see you. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them and we'll get them answered. So you've been talking a little bit, Francine, about the curriculum, and you were talking about, you know, the level one and stepping into discovery, and you know, level two is breakthrough. So why don't we talk a little bit about um, you know, the time commitment when it comes to the trainings, like, you know, how many days are, you know, we talking here, and then how long are they committed in the third level?
Okay, let me put my thinking cap on. Uh, Virtual discovery, which is the part one, is a Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And there's a lot of work that gets done in there. It goes by so fast. And on Sunday, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got here yesterday. Uh, Virtual breakthrough, which is the part two, is a Friday night from 7 p.m. to 11:30. It is a Saturday from 11 to 11. Lots of work gets done there. And Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that's the 2.5 days breakthrough. You get to go on this roller coaster ride. It's fun, it's outrageous, and it's intense. Um, and it's awesome. Then we have a 3 month uh, journey that happens not in a Zoom room for 3 months, I promise you. So there are 4 training weekends over that 3 months. They're 2 days each. So about little once a month, and then you have a master's course or a mastery course stuck in there at some point. And that's more with a team. The weekends aren't the same as training weekends, although you do learn stuff. And we focus on leadership training in the leadership one and leadership two weekends. Again, you learn more of the distinctions of the mastery context in the mastery weekend. And then we have a whole weekend designed for your graduation. Because, yes, you do leave the nest, so to speak. You have a coach, a team, you have personal commitment. So it's basically you creating your goals in your life during that time. And there's a structure involved for you to do that. So working with the team, setting up your goals, and really standing for something bigger than you. So the third level is all about, of course, I'm going to have a magnificent life because I'm standing for that. Whatever I contribute, it creates something bigger outside of me. So again, that servant leadership type of philosophy. So if I have an act of kindness, it matters to the person next to me. So I don't know if that explains it well enough.
Absolutely does. Yes, thank you. And Ray Blanchard, hi. Ray's on
Oh
here
my
watching.
God, that's one
I
of my
know, talking
amazing
about.
teachers. That's why I said I was taught by the best. He's one of the ones who taught me.
I was just gonna say he taught both of us. Taught
Yes.
both of us, both of our mentors. He's been around a while. He's been around a while, and he's an amazing mentor, amazing trainer, and it's so great to
And
hear.
you're a really big head on our website right now.
If you go to your 10 life, okay, so everyone, like, so you know, like, since we have merged and become one company together, the website is www.your10life.com, right? Just like the logo says up there, the number 10. And when you click on it, Dr. Rahe Blanchard just pops up on that bad boy. And it's hilarious. So Rahe, if you haven't seen it yet, you got to check it out, because you just go whoop and you just pop up on the website. It's really fun. But yeah, so it's three, so it sounds like 3 months where people, step into it and do it. And I get questions all the time, like, can you do it with your friends, can you do it with your family? Sure you can, right? Sure you can. We've had couples and families, and last training we had so many people that knew each other. Jada was on here earlier. Like, so many people that knew each other, and you can do it with your friends and family. You cannot do it with your friends and family. It's up to you. And like Francine said, as long as you're 18 or older, you can do the trainings. And if you're 13 to 17, you can do them with Tamara Barber at Extreme Teen Leaders. And
So did Ray say hi? I can't see anything, and I'm all like
yeah,
excited
so
that Ray's
so
on here.
so Ray's saying I've been around a while for sure, with a laughing face. He,
Yep.
he trained probably half of the trainers that are out there right now, right? And how like just amazing. So I know he's up to a lot of stuff too. So check him out, because he's phenomenal. And Rahe, I'll have to have you on one week. We'll have to talk.
Oh my gosh, of
Yeah, we'll,
course.
we'll have you on and do all of that. But so it's exciting. So doing this merge and being your 10 life is also a 501c3 nonprofit. So lots of times people are asking, what does that mean now? Right? Like, what does that mean? Being a nonprofit, like, what are some things that we can step into now that we have taken on being a nonprofit? Like, what would you say to people as far as that goes?
Well, I think I've been very honest, for years when people have said, "Oh, this should be a nonprofit. This should be a nonprofit," and I always was like, "Well, why would people donate to me instead of like St. Jude's, right? Something like that."
Yeah.
So when we like that's just the way like my thinking. I'm just like, what do I give in these trainings? Like people pay for them and then we do them. Well, now with your 10 life, we create a way for people to pay that is very reasonable, plus what's the word, flexible as much as we can. And something that we're going to be doing coming up, I'm declaring this, is that we talked about as a board of directors is that we're going to create something with scholarships. So scholarship trainings for people who want leadership type of trainings really are about what's next. Maybe they've been really hit hard by COVID or just circumstances in life, but they're committed to creating something amazing. Then there'll be a way that they can apply, that they are in need, and we're going to do some scholarship trainings over the year. That's something that we've never really been able to do at all, and I am so excited about that. We're able to, like, I'm not the expert in this, Sean is more, so we're able to have all these contests now, like with registered raffles. I don't know, we have to fill it out. I shouldn't say we, that's a royal we. Sean fills out all the paperwork, let me be real, to get us, make sure that we are following all the rules and regulations, that we can have corporate sponsorships and prizes and make things fun. And like, again, the word inclusive keeps coming up, and creating win-wins around everything. And then we also support other nonprofits. Like, that's always been one of my dreams. So many people um, graduate from this program and decide that they want to create something. Like there's a passion of theirs, or there's a cause that they care about, and they create nonprofits because of that or out of that. So right now, Your 10 Life, supports the Samadhi Foundation, which is a fellow trainer, Kathy Benson. She dedicates her life to rescuing uh, pit bulls And you can find her on samadhilegacyfoundation.org, right? We should
She was on my
actually
show a couple months ago too. Yep.
well, but that's something. So we encourage people to really actively enroll people into things that matter to them. They take action on their dreams and they make a difference. I mean, how I could ask anybody right now, how many of you love when you do something great for somebody else? It feels amazing. So we have the Samadhi Foundation, which supports pit bulls. Like Kathy shows a video, right, where she's like, this dog came all the way from Taiwan. So you are supporting dogs from everywhere being saved. If you love that, if that's your passion, we have the Renowned Foundation, which is absolutely committed to ending child uh, slavery and sex trafficking, starting in Haiti. And they've been doing amazing work there. I mean, you look them up, we'll put them in the chat. We have Extreme Teen Leaders, which we've talked about, because why not put this work in with teens? And Tamara has an extraordinary teen program which doesn't reveal any of the in-person curriculum. So the teens are geared for the in-person work. My kids did it and they were amazing. What else do we have? Uproar Project. Uproar Project is Jai's work. She supports artists with causes. They're committed to Uproar Project. She just did an event called Blackout where she was supporting Black owned businesses and artists and you're gonna kill me, Jai. What? Oh, duh, the LGBTQ community, all at once. But again, she's all inclusive, and she invited Unlocked Artistry on there. So there's something for everyone. And I'm forgetting somebody. I know I am. Oh, the Paris Foundation. Paris Foundation, duh. That's Tanya Paris's foundation, and she creates things with STEM. So she is passionate about providing people or children a way out of poverty through their education, and the ones that have gifts in science, technology, engineering, math, she provides after school programs. I don't know, I think she has something like 100% success rate. It's incredible what they do. And then we have a homeless thing. We're adding another one. So that's the kind of stuff that makes my heart sing. And you go to sleep at night knowing that you've done a job well done. So it's great.
It is.
That's what I love.
And yeah, and so being a nonprofit, gives us your 10 life opportunities to give back to people, to give back to people and to make this affordable, and have fun. Have fun while doing it and supporting other people in our community and other nonprofits, because that's important to us, that we give back as as well at your 10 life. And really being one with the community. And when I say community, it's all over, from Haiti to New York to Las Vegas, because all of these foundations are not just in Florida. They're all over the country, and they're going to just keep popping up all over the world. And it's important to us that we sprinkle, that little bit of giving and community, because there's so many grads of these trainings. And if we continue to spread kindness, and act with compassion out there, we really believe that it will make a difference in the world, and other people will want to be kind and compassionate as well. And, buy the cup of coffee for that person behind you in Starbucks. That's the thing. And you see it all the time. And, why not? So, so again, if you're interested, or if it sounds like something to you that, you'd like to embark on, or if you're already a grad and you have questions and you want to know, feel free. They can find.
Frozen, or you are?
Oh, oh,
is it me?
Yeah, you were frozen. I was saying something. I don't know if you could hear me, but So I was saying,
No, it sounded like you sounded like a robot.
so if you're, I was saying if you're interested, in doing these trainings, or if you have any questions about them, you can always reach out to me on the Chris Austin, which is my business page. You can find me on Chris Austin on Facebook. You can also find me at the Chris Austin on Instagram, and you can also reach out to Francine Rahe on Facebook and also on Instagram. Don't private message her though, because she'll never read it. But you could post on there.
Don't reach out to me on Facebook. Reach out. Where should they reach out to me, Chris? Um, on Facebook, you can post on my page,
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not not in private message or instant messenger. I am trying to check on more, but it gets really uh crazy. But you can reach me at Francine at your10life.com.
There you go. She just gave the email too. So, yeah, she's not going to answer your private messages. But what I was saying is you can follow her on Facebook. You can also follow her on Instagram at Francine Rahe. You can follow your 10 Life. You can follow your 10 Life trainings on Facebook and Instagram. And there's going to be a lot of cool things coming up at your 10 Life. Like we said, lots of contests. There's a podcast in the future, and things like that coming up that we're really excited about creating. So it's a great way to stay informed on the community events that we do, all the fun things, because um, we like to have fun too, as we do this and embark on it. So, you know, hit us up, let us know. And, as always, the purpose of the show and the reason that it happened is because there was so much negativity, and that word uncertainty was being flown around everywhere, and there was a lot of chaos. And each week I like to come to you to bring you amazing things and amazing people that are really making a difference in the world. And it's always an honor to come on here and illuminate people that are making a difference in humanity. And like I say every week, it's I thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's the same people that show up every single week, and my audience is growing, and I couldn't do it without the support of all of you. So as always, the way that you can continue to support me is do what you're doing, like, share it, comment, post, invite your friends. That's the best support ever, because what I get out of this is pure joy. It's pure joy and connection and giving back, and that's my purpose. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on here. And yes, Mom, you too, every week being on here and supporting me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And stay tuned for next week, because my next week's guest is another master trainer in transformational work, Gerard. He is a master trainer who hails from Mexico, and he will be on here next week. And he will be coming with a lot of energy next week. So you won't want to miss that episode at 7 o'clock next week
And
as
we
well.
never say his last name because we can't. It's
Hannah Rana. I don't know. He's like Madonna to me.
Ria.
Just Gerard.
It's Gerard, the
Gerard.
Gerard.
He's like Hannah
He's
Ria.
told me his name like 100 times.
I know, and we mess it up every time. So I just say
Ria.
Gerard, like
It's
Prince,
terrible. It's
Madonna,
terrible.
Cher, Gerard.
Gerard. And
Yeah.
now you got to get Ray Blanchard on here.
Yeah, he
I
said
think he's been
yeah.
on it.
He
Okay,
nah,
awesome.
he wasn't on my show, but yeah, like
Oh, okay.
so he said, yeah. So before we head out, I just want to say, Ray says, love my sister, Kathy Benson. She gives her heart and soul with a little doggy emoji. Maureen says, love the ripples y'all are making. Bravo, moi. And then Ray says, great vision. Awesome people to lead you. Phenomenal breakthroughs that are essential. Practical, so you can really use it after the trainings beyond just having a beautiful experience. I encourage you to give it a good go and bring as many people as you can, because it is all from live and about love, yourself and fellow human beings. So that's what Ray has to say.
Aw.
So thank you, Ray. Very kind. And
Can
Giselle,
I can go ahead?
I did get your message, so I will be contacting you. And Carol Smith, great to see you. And one last thing you wanted to say,
Oh,
Francine?
wow. Yes, that we have a training this weekend. We're
This
actually
weekend.
starting, yeah, we're actually starting one of our cycles. So we call a cycle a part one, a part two, and a part three, which is virtual discovery, breakthrough, and virtual quest. So go to your10life.com francine.com. And, if you want to learn more about the training, please go there. There is a place to register for this weekend. Don't miss it. It's a great, great start. Everything Ray Blanchard just said, way better than what I'm saying right now. If you have any questions, I definitely look on this thread. I know that we have some kind of promotion that we are running for part one, but you'll have to out to us personally in order to get it. So if you put that in this chat, or somebody reach out to Chris, we will find out for you and get you that information. So have an amazing night. Thank you, Chris, for
100%.
asking me.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, Francine, thank you for being on here. Always supporting and always being such a great wealth of knowledge in the way that you talk about the work and explain the work. And you're also one of my mentors, and it's been amazing to learn this work from you and to watch you continue to be this work and spread this work and to continue to train trainers is inspirational as well. And I just want to say about you that people in your space will always end up winning, and that they always end up on top. And what I mean by that, living extraordinary lives because you believe in them. And I think that's important. And I just wanted to say that to people that are watching, that if you want a trainer that and a coach that's going to have you win, Francine is that person, because she's phenomenal, and she will stand behind you no matter what along the way.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. So thank you for being on
Ditto.
tonight. And we will see you all next week. As I like to say, same bat time, same bat channel next weekend, and we will catch you next week. Good night, all.